Greetings all. Well, I guess the fact that I'm posting this now makes you realize I'm still alive, for the few followers that are actually following me. Yeah, I haven't posted much in a long time, primarily because of my young daughter, and to be honest, I think that's one of the best excuses you can ever have. So she's now getting a bit older and more independent, so it allows me to dabble in my mad science. And you're now looking at what is obviously not the hydroponic controller. It is part of the whole hydroponic project, whereas since I'm going to be using a chilled water system, I want to cut back on my energy cost to run that chiller. I will actually post the constructed version of that chiller. I don't have any video of the actual assembly, but I'll go through it with you guys to show you what I've done and how I converted old AC unit into a chiller. So anyways, what do I have here? Some old free batteries. There's a doorknob, completely no good, and I'm trying to resurrect it because each one of those batteries in Jamaica is about $42,000, which divide that by some exchange rate works out to be somewhere on the order of about 300 US each. So I got them free, but because they're free, they're dead, and I'm now trying to resurrect them. I've actually tested the electrolyte or the acid inside of it for all of them. I think I'll just do that right now for you. Yes, it's a cheapy battery acid tester, but as you can see, she's in the red, which what that means that there's very little sulfuric acid in these batteries, which means there's probably a ton of lead sulfate coating the plate inside. So the goal here is to slowly charge it and dissolve that lead sulfate back into sulfuric acid, and there's more technical terms for the chemistry, but that's the gist of it. Now, how am I doing that? I have a little 24 volts power supply that has current rating, or I should say current limiting. When I tried connecting this directly to the batteries and adjusting the voltage, she overheated and didn't like it. So what I've done is actually go through a DC to DC converter with current limiting, where I've adjusted the current limiting to just about 15 amps, 13 amps, and I've upped the voltage just a little bit higher. Now that could have been connected directly to the battery and I'd be fine, but because I had this old charge controller lying around the place here, I said why not push that through here and actually monitor what's happening live. So as you can see, I have 12 amps worth of charging, pushing out about 328 watts of power at 27.2 volts. So, and to date I've gone for about a couple hours to 52 amp hours. The benefit with this charge controller also versus just connecting the DC to DC power source to it is that this handles the bulk charging along with the float, and if push come to shove, and equalize. So once this light says that it's charged, I'm going to let it sit there for about a couple more hours, and then I'm actually going to do an equalize. Now all being equal, equalize anyways, what should happen is that when I come back here and test the battery acid, I'm hoping that the needle would have gone somewhere up into here. Now if after all of that and I don't really get the level I want, I would probably consider actually replacing the acid with completely all new acid, because I have a strong feeling that these batteries got poured out and the person who I got them from just filled up with distilled water. So there may be the fact that these may not have enough sulfuric acid in the first place, but I won't know that until I get it up to fully charged. Also, to know that when I'm charged up, I can then cross-reference the amount of amp hours this thing produced to the actual amp hours on these batteries. So the fact that it's upside down, but it's 315 under a 20-hour discharge cycle. So you know, I can then say, yes, have I injected enough amp hours to meet this, taking into account for inefficiency. So the 4 batteries here should give me, let's call it 1200 amp hours. So I should be looking about 1500 to maybe 1600 amp hours on this production to know that enough energy has gone into here to charge it. And the reason for this slapdash assembly is because I don't want to put down anything permanent and then realize all these are dead. So slapdash it, test it. If it works, I'll make something more permanent. So yes, my friends, I am now slowly getting back into the game of things. And if you're curious about those 2 bags over there, my wife is getting into succulent plants, primarily because she can't water them very often, regular plants. So she gets the plants that she don't have to water them that much. Seems to be working. Anyways, I digress. So yes, people, I will be posting you, giving some more updates on the progress of these batteries and whether or not I can resurrect it. Till then, laters.